Oh, hey, I guess I'm doing an intro. What's up? Does that say pick? Where it says...
I just want to see a master.
There's like a Shinra... Shinra billboard there, and someone's like graffitied pick on it. I wonder what that means.
Have you ever seen...
There's so much graffiti in this game, and none of it means anything to me.
Yeah.
Because it's all... And I kind of like that. It kind of makes it seem like there's a world here that...
Makes it seem like more of a fantasy world, because they don't speak English like normal people.
Or there's just like people in this town that means something to.
Okay.
But like, it doesn't have anything to do with me.
Like real life graffiti.
Yeah.
You see it and you're like, that seems like it means something to someone.
Yeah.
Makes it feel more real instead of if it were very clearly like, fuck Shinra.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Right. It's not like, they're not like driving down your throat that like
fuck Shinra.
Everyone's, yeah, like, you know, or like Cloud is to best.
What's it say on the other sign? Get up, sucker?
It says gold saucer.
Oh. Never mind.
Sorry. All right. So we're back. I want to apologize again for...
What's on the screen? What are people seeing?
For the last...
What is that?
What is happening either?
That's not our beautiful faces.
For the last bunch of episodes where we dropped the footage, probably because I'm a dumbass, but also because like my equipment just isn't that great.
This is gonna sound so stupid if we do lose the video again.
We won't. Stop that. It says it's recording.
Okay.
Right? So if we did, then we're just ending the channel because there's no need to continue doing this. All right. I already gave my boy, my good little prince, his materia, which is my first order of business. Now, so I did some interesting research, which I had never done, into what the hell is going on with Cait Sith, like his character design.
Oh, gotcha.
So Cait Sith is actually a thing, and it's folklore. It's Irish.
What? The
cat.
The cat king?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
on the robot.
It's like
thing?
It's like a fey creature.
Okay.
It's a cat that has a crown, or it's cat-like. You know, it's like depending on your interpretation, art and stuff. Like it's like an anthropomorphic or bipedal cat, and it has a crown. This is established folklore from Ireland.
Okay.
And I forget like what the character does, but that's its name is like
Cait Sith.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like, you know, it's up for like translations and stuff like that. But yeah, that name is and the cat character is derived from Irish or Celtic folklore.
Interesting. Does Cait Sith get a lot of background in this game?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'll leave it at
no
that
further
because it ties very much into the main story. So
Gotcha. Okay.
It's kind of spoilery, but yes and no. So here we are. This is Corel Prison. You haven't seen it before, but here it is.
The familiar sights.
So in when we last saw our friends in this game, we went to the amusement park Gold Saucer, and we were chasing Barrett, who had a very dramatic episode in his hometown where everyone accused him of destroying it.
Nice.
Because I think it like Shinra came through.
Cait Sith ready to fucking go.
Yeah, he is. Shinra came to Barrett's hometown of Corel, and they wanted to utilize the miners and citizens there to build and work their reactor, their Mako reactor, and I think Barrett was kind of like a big proponent of that, so now the town is in complete shambles, and Barrett is gone, and they blame Barrett for all their trouble.
Cait Sith's battle animation is the greatest.
Oh, we're just like double axe handles?
Even just the like boxer stance where it's like hopping back and forth, like, yeah, come on now.
Yeah, he's good.
Sorry, I was distracted that entire fight by those moves.
Okay, so I think we're going in here. Yeah, so we went to Gold Saucer, the like amusement park area, and Barrett killed a bunch of people, and then we were all thrown in prison, which is underneath the Gold Saucer. So now we're like, Barrett, what happened to you?
What's going on, bud? Does Cait Sith have a job?
Yeah. Cait Sith is like white mage.
Okay. Is not conveyed by its fight stance.
No.
Which is the most animated of anyone on your team. I guess I don't think I've actually seen Red 13 fight yet. No, we had him for a little while.
Yeah, we had Red 13 for a little bit.
Dude, you got a party going now.
Well, like this is sort of like the beginning of them moving away from like jobs. So yeah, like their characters aren't necessarily designed towards these jobs and stuff, but the jobs are like typical stat builds.
Okay.
For, like those jobs. Cait Sith's stat builds are similar to what you typically see in a white mage.
Got you. Okay.
And like his like limits are sort of like I don't know. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
seems to be geared towards that.
Like you can do whatever you want with Eris, but Eris has a much higher magic ability than strength, and doesn't really get much like from her melee weapons.
Yeah.
So it's smarter to like use her for magic.
Yeah.
Like
I know we've talked about this on the show, but we also just talked about it at length before we started recording.
Yeah.
That neither of us super like that they... Neither of us super like the Final Fantasy games where they take out jobs as being like more of a focus.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about Final Fantasy VIII and how much you have... Everyone's just a blank slate and you have to spend so much time basically redesigning your characters in between encounters. Whereas in 9, where it pretty much chooses who's in your party, as far as I've played, and everyone is very clearly like, this is your thief, this is your healer, or whatever. And it seems like we both enjoy that more because there's less menu grinding.
Yeah. I don't necessarily mind like the customizable characters.
Yeah.
What I don't like is how much menu grinding and tactics there are in it.
Yeah. For me, especially in Final Fantasy 12, it just makes it feel like everybody's the same. And I know everyone like kind of has predispositions, but going into that game, trying to play it without a guide is just unrealistic because there's so much you have to do to kind of make people into classes.
Yeah. So we're in another flashback sequence. So that's Barrett, and for Taun, you probably don't remember because it's been a little while, and for the viewers who have not. if you're not already familiar with this game and you were just watching what we were doing, you wouldn't have seen this character before. The guy that's with Barrett is the one in town who is very much opposed to Shinra being involved. So now they're up in the mountains and the town's on fire.
Yay! Also, prior to recording, we were talking about the 3D modeling I'm doing for some of our stuff. And I want to point out to Preston, right now, these two characters don't have any shading on them. All that's happening on them is whatever ambient light they have set up.
Oh, okay. So that's what the like natural sort of like just utilizing the light source looks like?
Yeah. So like you can see they do have dark spots on like that guy's back of his right arm is a good example. But it's so subtle and it makes it just kind of look a little muddy. Next time we get in a fight, make sure I don't think you can take Cait Sith out right now, but I'll show you the way that they are shaded, because it's probably done through a process called baking, which is gets a lot more detail in the shadow than what I was describing earlier, where they will place a light source usually directly above them and make it a very intense light, which will exaggerate the shadows. Then they will bake the material they have, meaning it'll save that information. So then even if the light source is directly in front, Cait Sith, who has like, a very round bulbous body, you can see is very shadowy on the legs. That'll stay there no matter where the light is.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is a more exaggerated version of that, where instead of slowly changing from, a white body to like kind of grayish legs, I just have a cut pretty much. So it exaggerates the shadows.
So you can sort of like put in on a character model, like identify the areas where there's always going to be a shadow of some type. And then if your key light is overhead, say on like in Cait Sith's example where there's always a shadow under the belly, then that is going to be even stronger.
Yeah.
Whereas like if the key light is coming from underneath, it's not going to be as strong, but like it's still there because there's light from all around.
There is light happening.
Yeah.
But to put detail in someone, instead of putting a bunch of tiny chunks of fur on Cait Sith, they get a lot of mileage out of making it look more detailed by kind of changing the materials.
Okay.
And I mean, like, that's a common thing you'll see in Pixar movies and modern video games too.
Yeah.
Where if you know where to look, you'll see that, like, their armpits are always shadowed, or like their grundle space is always going to be shadowy because they've most likely baked those into the materials. So that was actually a really good example. Barrett's face right there is kind of what I do, where I just cut in colors and I don't actually have eyes per se.
Yeah.
Sorry for the complete and utter tangent, but
It's all right. Were you able to follow what was happening there?
His buddy fell down. I didn't follow. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Shinra's like attacking them. Scarlet is on the executive board of Shinra. We've seen her before, but only in that one sequence where there was a board meeting that we were eavesdropping on. So Barrett's friend fell, and Barrett was holding on to them, and they were shooting along the edge at them, and it hit both of their hands. And that's why Barrett has the gun hand.
Damn.
But the reason I told that story is because he said there's another guy who's got a gun for an arm.
Oh, shit. Who could it be? Wish it could have been in the room with that doctor visit where he's like, well, we can't save your hand, but we can put a gun on it.
Sorry, I drank from my plastic straw on my we've been talking a lot for the past, 2 hours.
Yeah. We had a hang sesh before we actually started recording.
Yeah.
Ugh, I imagine both of them getting shot, right above the wrist, and then that just shredding, so their hands are still somewhere holding on to each other.
Oh, yeah.
But they had to feel their arms getting shredded off of each other.
But too bad we didn't get to see that, because their hands are just, round polygons.
Right.
They just obviously have, a pre-created, Barrett model that has, a gun. And they're like, well, we have this one flashback sequence where he needs a real hand.
Right.
Let's just color that skin color. It's this giant cylinder.
Right.
But it's his hand.
How many playable characters are there in this? Because this already seems big. Up to, what, 5 there? 6, 7?
8. There's 8.
8 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's 2 more characters.
2 more?
Yeah.
Are you high? There are 7 people on screen right now. That's 9.
Oh, yeah, so 9. 9, and there's 2 more. Sorry, I didn't count Barrett.
I don't know, never mind. Just gonna drop that thread.
I didn't count Barrett because, there's a line where everyone is talking to Barrett.
Yeah, and he kind of blends in.
So no, I saw him there. I was just in my mind he was an NPC.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was like, oh
gotcha.
Yeah, all of my friends are confronting this guy, so I'm gonna count my friends.
I would march into hell for Cait Sith.
Yeah.
You mentioned that about a raccoon today on Facebook, and it really meant a lot to me.
What's that?
There was a raccoon video, and you said you would follow him into hell.
Oh, yeah. All right, so Barrett wants to confront his friend, Dyne.
Okay. Shit, whoa. No wonder this got a T rating.
All right, so we're gonna go confront Dyne.
Yeah.
I think Barrett said already that Dyne was actually the one who killed everybody in Gold Saucer.
Okay.
It wasn't Barrett. Or I'm imagining that, but I think he said that and we just kind of glazed over it.
Okay,
so I have to have Barrett in my party to confront Dyne. I get to pick one other party member. We can pick whoever we want. I will say that if we pick either Tifa, Eris, or Yuffie, they'll get attraction points towards us. So if we want to try and go on a date with Tifa later, we should pick Tifa. Otherwise, we should pick someone else.
There's another option. Okay, so for me, this is a decision between 3 characters. Tifa, who we've kind of established, we have a thing for. Yuffie, who I kind of stand now. But honestly, I think both of us want Cait Sith. So if you had not given me the information that this is going to tie into something later, I would have said Cait Sith. Now that I know that it does, I am in love with 2 people right now that Cloud is also in love with. So it becomes a very hard choice for me between.
Well, we've already
Tifa and Yuffie.
given Tifa a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So I don't know if choosing Yuffie is going to serve our end.
Yuffie just got here. We have to have more scenes with Yuffie, right?
It's true, but also Cait Sith just got here. We have to have more. I'm leaving it entirely up to you.
You've given me too much information. I can no longer choose between Yuffie and Cait Sith.
Like strategy-wise, it doesn't matter. It's purely aesthetic.
Give me Cait Sith.
You got it.
I gotta have my goodest boy.
All right, what do you got to say? No. All right, so they're all just gonna give me an opportunity to change my party. Sorry, you'll have your time, Kate. Red 13. All right,
maybe not. Glad it's over. At the last second, I wanted to tell you to grab Yuffie, but it's over. We're outside now.
We still can.
Don't tell me that. Why did you say that?
Oop. Fighting. What's up, fools?
So see, like, the back of Cait Sith is all darkened.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I'm sure there is an amount of dynamic lighting here, but to exaggerate the character model, they've baked in a light source that looks to be like slightly in front of it and above.
Those things are stealing the shit out of my stuff.
I love that battle stance for Cait Sith.
Oh yeah. Pound.
Yo, we got our big boys out right now, and I love it. I'm here for it. Is that just a giant Moogle that Cait Sith is riding?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They call it a Mog
Wow.
in this game. The like big ones.
Oh, are there multiple?
I think their Moogles are only in like one specific place in this game. What you'll see in a lot of the like art in the game are like the bigger ones. And those are called Mogs.
I love it.
I think I have to. Did I equip?
While you're figuring out if you did or did not
gave him
equip,
his water machine gun
fool.
or his platinum bangle.
Might be a good time to invite people to join us on the next exciting episode of Preston Can't Preston.